Hi, this is Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I thought we'd lighten the mood today and continue our series on ruining comics with social justice. And today our benefactor is Cyberfrog. We're going to use the principles that we have learned from many of today's social justice warriors to make Cyberfrog ready for publication. I know that Ethan Van Sciver has been putting out a lot of new artwork on Twitter, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to make sure that it's ready to be released into the world, and that it will be both a safe, fun, and virtuous comic book for all to read. Okay, the first page we're going to be looking at here looks like Cyberfrog is sort of coming out of the water, and there's the city with all the Vespes. They've taken over and things are looking pretty grim. Now, I don't see any major problems here except for these shoulder pad things. And because I'm going to have a hard time explaining why it's wrong because of my male privilege, I actually found a video that's going to explain this a little bit better.
Yeah, this is a shopping center. I mean, it's got various stores here, but this first place has got like all these orange. Someone has put these all here. Someone's put like all of these orange. You gotta be kidding. It's just like this declaration, right, of male dominance. Stop doing this stuff. Enough. Stop. It's like all over the place. Look at this.
Okay, so we have got to stop. These are declarations of male dominance. And where's the clone tool? We're just going to do our best to just eliminate this male dominance with broad strokes. Because, painting with broad strokes is always ideal. There we are. No male dominance to be seen, and still a really, really great looking page. Next! Alright, so now we have Cyberfrog beating up this other bee, and when I saw this on Twitter, I actually asked Ethan if this was the queen, because I noticed the leg warmers here, and seemed feminine. I did do some gender assuming, and so I went and asked Ethan, actually, looks like the queen. He said no, it's Rumblebee, just one of Cyberfrog's old villains, not related to the Vespes. He's like Boba Fett. Okay, so my question is then, Ethan, yes, there is a continuity. There's already backstory that has been written, but why can't Rumblebee be a queen? I mean, these are the important kinds of questions. So this was really a quick fix. Just made those leg warmers so they are queen friendly, and we're on to the next page. Salamandroid. Now I don't know a lot about Salamandroid other than there's a tongue and teeth and scaly skin. So that did remind me a lot of another comics pro that I know of, which led me to this article. Gail Simone started a Twitter discussion of representation in comics, and it was beautiful. She said, why is it so impossible? Why in the world can we not do a better job of representation and not just humanity, but also our own loyal audience? Yeah, why not? That question is still on her mind today, which led to a wonderful discussion of representation on Twitter, starting with Simone herself, who shared that she became more comfortable with her own red hair thanks to Batgirl, aka Barbara Gordon. So being comfortable with your own red hair, I think, is a plus. So Salamandroid is now going to be loud and proud about his red hair. Next, I'm going to assume that this is the aforementioned Salamandroid. And, this is, I think, is this Heather? Woman here. I'm going to assume a gender again. Now, not all the line work is done, but I can't imagine when this ink gets filled in, what is going to be going on south of the border. So I took to the internet to, again, learn some morals, just so I can keep my moral compass correctly pointed northward. And I just discovered that men still don't know how consent works. And this is what a new study suggests. Let's see. A new study that looks into how men interpret sexual interactions suggests that despite the efforts of tireless activists, educators, and women across college campuses, men are still quite awful at determining sexual consent. You guys, the activists are getting tired. They're tireless, but they're still getting tired of trying to tell you how consent works, and you still don't get it. So I think the best way, you know, to solve this is we're just going to throw in a consent contract, and keep in mind that this can be revoked at a moment's notice, but at least we're on our way. Yeah, this page looks so much better. Before we move on to the rest of the comic book, I do have to point out that 3D Robin has been making this Cyberfrog Blood Honey video game, and you see this shows why it's so important for comics to not be problematic, and that is because the toxicity can flow over into other mediums, especially video games. And we all know how video games are toxic, so it's a good thing we're doing this work. Now, if you are interested in looking at 3D Robin's game and playing through the demo and testing it out, not only for bugs but also for toxic masculinity, hate mongering, general phobia, and all around, you can actually go to cyberfrogdemogame.com, and the password is punchavyzpzz. I'll put the link in the description below. Next page. See, when you look at this, you might just be thinking, man, those colors are beautiful. The design and layout of this page is beautiful. Who thought that wasps could be beautiful? This page is gorgeous. Really, I have nothing to fix with it. I just want to say I really want the original inks to this page. There's something just gorgeous about it, and I dare not defile it. So next page. All right, so it's important when you walk into a scene, you know, we're just popping into this page. We don't have any context. You know, this guy here could be working for, I don't know, Vertigo or something like that. Could be writing an important book. And then we've got this bug in here. I mean, who knows? Was this a Trump supporter bug? I'm not sure. And then this mid panel, what's going on here? Is that full penetration? Now, this could be violence. It could be, you know, we don't want to jump to a conclusion yet until we know. Okay, we're actually safe because this VezBizB is an ally. So I actually don't see anything wrong here. Last page. Cyberfrog is just jumping, doing his thing. I imagine we've got to add some dialogue here. But before we do, I think there's some important considerations we need to bring in. So we're going to go back to the internet again, the arbiter of truth and wisdom. Toxic masculinity ruined superheroes for me, and women saved the day. Until age 22, I harbored an inexplicable hatred for superheroes in any form. I'd never read a single comic. Guys, she never read a single comic, and you already ruined superheroes for her. I mean, we have to think about this ahead of time. What other non-readers are we ruining comics for? And the only movies I'd ever watched were Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy for a Shakespeare class in undergrad, because the professor wanted to show us the Joker as an example of Iago's motiveless malignity. I thought they were clever in parts. I appreciated some aesthetics and visual elements, but I didn't really enjoy them. Now, before you gather some bros to come over and explain the absolute creative genius of Nolan's motives to me, please save your breath. I've heard it all before. Okay, so this is one of those problems that could be solved by just getting more diverse voices to write this. I mean, we already have a white straight male, a white straight pie-eating male that did the line work, and a white straight male doing the colors. So I think it's about time we give women a chance. So I pulled in my 5-year-old daughter to correct this page so we could hear a woman's voice. What do you want the frog to say?
I am a frog and I like to eat flies when I am alone.
Okay, do you want to type that out?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I. Is that I?
It doesn't really matter if you don't know how to type, because you are a girl. So as long as representation's there, you're good. So go ahead and type. Can you type a little faster? We have a deadline. All right.
I don't know what the frog's going to say if I don't know what the letters are.
That's okay. Hey, he's eating flies? Is that what you said?
He's eating flies? What does that say?
All right. Thank you, sweetie. Girl power. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I could really use your help there. It'll help me grow. And if you're interested in hearing what I have to say on Twitter, you can follow me at CastSweet. Thank you. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, this is a shopping center. I mean, it's got various stores here, but this first place has got like all these orange. Someone has put these all here. Someone's put like all of these orange. You gotta be kidding! It's just this declaration, right, of male dominance. Stop doing this stuff. Enough.